You are rolling, my friend.
We is rolling. Beautiful people, ignite your purpose. 154. Today we are going to talk about mental challenges. And here at Ignite Your Purpose, we simply talk longevity through a healthy lifestyle, the mix of mental, physical, and spiritual knowledge. Namaste. It's mind, body, soul trifecta. That's what we claim. That's what we call it. And day by day, it's negative to positive at its base form. We're simply here for a very finite time. Let's do our best. Let's be better daily. That simple. On that note, John, you are traveling today. You are coming to the west coast of Canada, rock with the big boys, which is a beautiful thing. And you've been talking to a lot of people in and out of taxi cabs and airports and all that jazz. So tell us about some of your conversations today.
Well, from my soul to your soul, namaste. I believe that's the meaning. Or everything my soul has, I give to yours, or something like that. Hi, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in, for listening, for liking, for blah, 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 all that stuff. I got on the plane this morning on the tarmac, and they closed the doors, and then we sat there for 2 hours. 2 hours. I've not pressed the button to make it me on the screen, and because there was fog in our destination. And I got talking to two young ladies sat next to me. They were from somewhere in the Far East, both nurses or in nursing. And they were off on an expedition to Everest, Mount Everest, base camp in Nepal, which I thought was awesome. And I got to say, well, I did that 23 years ago, which was probably when they were both born. So that was the first kind of funny element of the conversation. Anyway, we got talking, and they basically organized this expedition. They'd got from where they were going on the way to London. They were meeting a group, flying into Kathmandu, a couple of days there, doing the monkey temples and all that kind of stuff. And then it was a flight up to an airport called Lukla, or an airstrip, or just a grass patch on the side of a mountain, one of the most dangerous and exhilarating airports in the world. And then 2 weeks hiking up through Namche Bazaar and Tangboche and Gokashep all the way up to base camp. And I thought, wow, that's pretty freaking awesome that they've organized all of that themselves. You know, and organizing an exped like that does take some work and logistics, and it's probably quite overwhelming to a lot of people. So I was hats off. And then the conversation rolls on to some other things, and they brought up diet or health because of their sort of connection with the health service where we live. And they were saying, don't talk about it, it's desperate. And we sometimes have a Meatless Monday, but that's really it, because eating healthy is too challenging, it's too difficult, and we don't really know what we're gonna. And I just sort of sat, I didn't say this, but I thought, just organize a fucking expedition to Nepal.
Exactly.
Aeroplanes and airports and languages and all of this stuff. But you can't jump on the internet, find one part of an argument. I had a Joe Rogan show this week. They had a ketogenic guy and they had a whole food plant-based guy, and it was kind of 2-on-1, but it had a discussion. And you can't listen to one side and then go and do some research, try and get below that top layer of the information that we're fed. And I just thought, it's not difficult. It's just the fact that you are applying yourself or not. You obviously value a holiday or an expedition or a trip somewhere.
There you go.
It wasn't their first, and it won't be their last. They're going to a couple other places next year. But you just don't value your health. And I just kept piling over it. I thought, but in 15 years' time, when you haven't got your health or your health is reduced,
thank you,
and you can't go and do these expeditions, you know, you're not going to look at yourself and say, well, actually, it's those poor choices I made. You're just going to blame genetic bad luck, bad germs, or your genetics or an accident. So it's kind of really interesting. And I've got some more things to chuck in at the end. But I'm going to let Max chuck his thoughts in on the subject. And yeah, let's roll with it, buddy.
This, this gets me into trouble so often, brother.
Go for
So
it.
often. I mean, I've tried. I have to these days shut my mouth so many times, but it is. I hear all the time. Oh, you're in a meditation class. Oh, you work out. Oh, you run. Oh, you oh, you do this. Oh, I wish I had time. I always hear that. I wish I had time. But like you said, most of these guys are either taking their kid or their nephew to the game. Now, once in a while, awesome, man. I would do that.
Yeah.
But every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, it's all like you don't. What do you mean you don't have enough time? This is our vessel. And John hit it on the head, man. In 10 years' time, in 5 years' time, in 15 years' time, in 20 years' time, you won't have it. If the average North American, I don't know if this goes for the same with you, John, on your side of the world,
Similar.
but we put on 2 pounds a year from the age 30 up.
Yeah.
That means by the time they hit 40, 50, 60, you're that much more, what do you want to call it, overweight, whether you were skinny before, right? So you're going to have a harder time. And if we're hardwired, now I've been hearing this in Soto Zen for numerous years, and I didn't know. I thought it was more of a spiritual thing, which they kept saying humans are meant to live to 120. And it's only as of the last maybe 6 months to a year that I've read some North American scientific data that says we are hardwired for 120 years old. If the average age is 70 or 80, we're missing out half of our life. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we want to do what we can today to prolong those hikes, those trails, that time? You know what I mean? Our priorities are messed up a little bit, and it does boggle my mind. It's something I have to shut up about. And I guess when you're ready to learn and get this info, you will. But it is a hard pill to swallow, man. Especially seeing the younger people, right?
Well, yeah, but it's so easy these days to default responsibility to an expert thing, say the right thing in the right way, to the right people with the right audience. All of a sudden, you become an expert. But it's just your opinion in relation to the exposure you have had to certain things around the world. It doesn't make you necessarily an expert. It's just your opinion. And I think we have we have to listen to those, take them on, process them, create a conclusion. Well, I agreed with this. I like that. That was interesting. That's a load of crap. And then we go on to the next person, and then we get a different set of results, and then we correlate them both. And that's how, over a period of time, we get that, how we become biased to one thing or another. And I think,
beautifully said.
And I think, and I'm as guilty as anybody at this. We all are. Because you stop asking those questions, and you stop. This information changes daily, and I would say to lots of people, this is what I do now based on the reading I have done with the knowledge available today. And it may all change tomorrow. But here, right now, I make these decisions because I believe it's the best thing for me. And it might not be right for you, and that's it. But I put the time and I put the effort in, and I do the reading and I do the research, and I do not default to somebody who calls himself an expert, be that a doctor or a general practitioner or whatever you call them in America, somebody who may have done 2 or 3 hours nutrition over a 5-year course, somebody who defaults to the pharmaceutical method. I want to have a conversation with these people about, well, what are the root causes? And we've got the right for this to say, okay, this medicine, it solves the problem for 7% of the people. These are the side effects. For the other people where it doesn't fix, this is what happens. And that's the kind of information I gather, and therefore I can then make a baseline decision on it. So planning an expedition, quite happy I could do that right now to most places in the world, because I'd sit down, gather that information. But I also continue to do that for my health. So I continue to have this body to carry this brain around the planet, experiencing things, people, places, you name it.
Or as long as we can.
For us, it's not it's not longevity. Longevity is how long we live, but it's about your health span. How long are you functionally healthy and able to continue to do you want to do? Because the day I can't, I'm freaking putting my concrete boots on. The day I can't feed myself and wipe my own arse, concrete boots, I'm going for a swim. I'm not suicidal, and I do say that tongue in cheek, but that's the aim is to live a life for as long as I can, and then go, thank you very much. I've had a great time. And tattoo, do not resuscitate across my chest.
Yeah, because you lived it to the fullest.
Yep.
One quick story. I work out with this little cat at the gym. I think he's 12 or 14 years old, and he's like, yo, check this dude out. And he showed me this guy today who's well into his 60s, brother. Yep. Into his 60s. And he's like the hypest, coolest skateboard dude down in Los Angeles. And he only took up skateboarding like 3 or 4 years ago. And he's doing tricks, crazy shit, bro. Look him up online. But that's the type of shit we're talking about, man. Like, it's, you want to be, and he's ripped, he's chiseled, he obviously works out at 60 something. He's rocking the craziest stuff. I'm going, that's what inspires me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the money in the bank. It's how much fun you're having every day till you can't have it anymore.
Agreed, completely, 100%. But it's not even about that in the bigger picture. It's about Mrs. Smith being able to carry the shopping back from the supermarket, get in the car, drive home without fricking taking out 7 cars and 2 cats and a giraffe and a half. It's being able to go for a walk around the park, to, you know, make the bed, to turn the mattress, to get something out of the top shelf, to be able to climb up a ladder without losing your balance and fear that you might fall off, to continue to do those functional things, those basic tasks that make your life easy. Enough.
100%.
Enough from
100%.
Enough from me. Max, I've got to say, I'm loving the t-shirts in the background, my friend. Do you where do you shop? Where do you shop?
This cool guy we know, man. He's got the coolest t-shirts in town.
Yeah. Do you get this strapping big chest to fit in yours, or have you got to kind of get a size too small?
Yeah, I shop at Baby Gap, so I mean, I gotta maintain the look, brother.
If I look back at yours, am I going to see age 8 to 12? Am I? You know,
that's pretty much what you'll see. and there's still a little bit baggy on me. Yeah.
Well, I'm done. It's a
beautiful thing.
I've had a great chat tonight from this poking. I'm going to do a quick tour of the room.
John's on his way over here. We will be talking to you guys tomorrow. We're not sure how or when we're going to do it because John could be a tired cat, but hey, ignite your purpose. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you all, and talk to you tomorrow. That's all I got to say, John. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we thank you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing, commenting. Please do get involved. If you like us, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're live. You don't have to watch us, but at least you'll know when we're online. And I'll be in Canada tomorrow. We're going to work out how we're going to do this thing. Another learning experience. We'll dive in both feet and we'll work it out. So from me to you, peace, and I'm out.